Alright. Let's pick ourselves out a nice tune. Yeah, well, let's say on the menu theme for now. Actually, let's go with this class sucks. So, for those of you who are tuning in, we are dealing with an incredibly unprofessional officer who's being extremely friendly with two domestic violence characters, who also assaulted a tertiary person. I just want to point out that Eric Marquez is like weirdly immediately involved. I feel like he's breaking at least a few HIPAA laws with him just snooping in on Inko's health situation. I imagine, like, as a cop, right, he probably can't just request Inko's medical condition. That's probably something he can just do since he's the person in charge of this case. But I don't think he can just walk into the doctor's office, into this guy's room, and just start looking at his sheets, right? He has to get his information through the right channels. Also, how the fuck did he get into the room if the doctor's like, no one can bother this man, he needs arrest? The masturbator writing just enough for a layout, but doctor keeps putting chemicals in my blood that make my brain sad. My problem is just that I've been distracted by a lot of stuff. I've had different creative outlets, and honestly, I've been having a lot of self-doubt about whether or not I really want to write fan fiction for this. It's been my main catalyst, because I need a world to operate in, and this has been like a decent place to put all my things, but I'm like, should I bother? Anyway, we're gonna take a nice down, low, and easy slow, and all that fun stuff, and all the Gucci goo, as they say. And it's gonna be a hell of a lot to actually get out there, but sure, Safi. I don't want to make your life miserable. How much is this? Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. About 15, Jesus. Previously on Fallen Down. Inko, this is duck, not turkey. Stop! You have violated the law. And Inko doing the WikiHow picture of how to accept your death. It is kind of like, you can't simplify it to that it's duck and not turkey. I don't know how hard they are to tell apart. I've never seen either of them in a raw state or in a cooked state where you could make inferences about them. I imagine that if you buy breaded nuggies, it's like, good luck, chump. You ain't figuring this out unless you already know meat. But it's kind of funny that Olivia can tell this at a glance. Maybe she should have taught him the ancient techniques she uses. Anyway, it's been 6 days since the incident. Inko, despite the fact that the man died and lost 8,000 gallons of blood and is missing 15 bones in his body, he is healed in 1 week time, because we all know how that goes in stories like this. Characters do not have realistic healing periods. They just fucking get out of bed one day and they're fine. Like, physio, what's that? Oh, I'm sorry. I have chronic what now? No, I can just get out of bed after suffering near fatal injuries. There's not a doctor in the world that's gonna be like, buddy, you need to stop for like a few months if you want to ever take another step. Like, yeah, people can heal and he's young, but come on. Yeah, something to make you go, something to make your brain tickle, yeah. And I'm missing both. I've been distracted by other things. I'm also mad at a bunch of people, and they need to get their shit going, so like, all my go, get moving shit energy is like directed at other people. Anyway, it's Olivia's POV. It's 6 p.m., not a.m. I mean, considering her habits, she should definitely be winding it up at 6 a.m. Her hands are sore, scraped, and dirty. She's been spinning the wheels of her chair. I don't think she would ever describe it as spinning the wheels of her chair. I think she would sooner describe it as pushing herself forward. This like, creates a distance between herself and her chair, and if you're in a wheelchair for that long, I imagine you consider them like, I'm not pushing the chair, I'm pushing myself. I'm trying to go places. Bring out the olives. I had to go to him. I know the officer regretted his words the instant he said them to me. Officer Eric told me about what had happened. In his words, suffered a minor accident and had become unconscious again. So Inko woke up and then just fucking fainted again? Eric, this is why you are not allowed in the room with the patient right now. Also, everything he just said is inadmissible in court. You do know that, right? You did not read him his rights. He is not in a good head state. The doctor will confirm you were basically pressuring a person in no condition to be interrogated. Like, be glad if the union protects you and you get off on a little, oh, don't do it again, buddy. I didn't want him to die without being able to say sorry to him directly, and I don't want him to die. Man, him dying is bad, but if I don't get to say sorry, I'll feel worse. The man would be mauled by nurses. I felt pathetic and worthless. Listen, I just said this. I would like to point out all these sentences start with I. 6 in a fucking row, man. Calm down. But more importantly, don't state your goddamn feelings. Have characters explain, what does it feel like to feel worthless? Why do you feel worthless? Describe standing outside of the door realizing there's nothing you can do. And that in spite of you calling yourself a big person, you still acted like a petty child. That's pathetic. That's worthless. Don't just tell me what you feel like. Get up on that stage and act. Those are not for the audience. The audience does not get to see the cues of, you're sad now. Those are for you, the actor. Those are for you, the writer. Otherwise, you could just write a story where people say that they're sad and they're happy now. Anyway, she continued rolling down the hill. Listen, Olivia. I have soaked own blood and water. Even more self-inflicted wounds from my fingers. What the hell have you been doing? It's been 6 days, Olivia. Like, if they were soaked in his blood, I could see what you're doing. But if she's just really clenching her fists, I guess? Olivia, please, you're not helping anyone. Also, wasn't Olivia moving out? Shouldn't she be, like, with the Paynes, who are monitoring her constantly? The Paynes were never implied to be on a hill regarding anything, and I doubt a hospital's gonna be built on a hill. Not these days. I didn't want him dead. I did not! Oh, hi, Mark. The red lights of the hospital signs were clearly visible. Hey! You're not allowed to use that. That's for the Red Cross. Blurred by the rain and the darkness of the afternoon. It's October, Olivia! It's not that dark! Also, 6 p.m. is evening. It is already evening. As fast as I was going now, I cursed these stupid legs for everything that had happened to me. Which is weird. Because Olivia never really made it about her disability. It's part of the equation and, like, the catalyst by which things happen. But if you really cut down into it, you know, she never really blames her legs for anything. She blames herself and her circumstances and, like, people exploiting those circumstances more than the circumstances themselves, you know. Everything was... Fuck off! Didn't you already reference the title? Feel like I'm gonna fall down and never get up again. No, that's not how the song goes. The song is, I get knocked down, then I get up again. They ain't ever gonna keep me down. Winter fans, when they go outside at 4 p.m., they cannot see because it's pitch black. Inevitably, I fell. Yes, because you've fallen down. And you're talking about... Is this, like, poetic in Spanish? To, like, repeat the same verb and then put in an uppercase like you copied your fucking title like a loser? I scraped my body. My sweater was bloodied and... What are you talking about? What happened? Did you crash? She's like, I'm going very fast, and then she... Oh, I thought you were talking metaphorically. You didn't fall, you crashed. If you're going quickly, and you stop, and it causes trouble, you've crashed. You've not fallen. Also, it's kind of cheap if you take Inko's one thing, which is that he fell down a hill and died, and you're like, no, I've fallen down, Inko. The title is about me now. If you want to make it... If you want the title, right, to be this mirror reflection of they've both fallen down, then have her fall down metaphorically and have him fall... Or have her fall down emotionally and socially, and him fall down physically. Like, his problems are physical, her problems are mental, blah, blah, blah. Way more interesting because now they've got 2 different angles to approach a problem from instead of having exact same fucking problem. It makes characters too easily able to just solve problems. Because Inko can be like, listen, you can say whatever you want, Olivia. I fucking broke my leg. And I'm missing an eye. You know? There's more dynamicism to it. There's more reason for them to talk. I scraped my body, my blood was soaked, and also the blood on my hand is just sprayed all over the place. My wheelchair seemed beyond repair. You're outside of a hospital. They'll provide you one. He would have got... Who's he? Oh. Are you talking about guts? You should maybe not take your rat with... What? Like... Eiko's big boss maxing. Man sure is. Man's gonna show us all how it's done. Glided into my chair, awkwardly fell faster to the floor, but that didn't stop me. I like how we do this, right? It's like you're describing actions so horribly flat. Okay, listen, hold up. These are not action words, right? These are not emotional words. She's not struggling to get into her chair. She's not like raising herself up with her last strength. She climbs into her chair awkwardly and then just falls onto the floor. Like none of it matters. None of it leaves any impact. She doesn't give a shit. It's so flatly written, which is terrible for a POV. From a third person perspective, it kind of works because now it feels disjointed, like disconnected. And like tragic in a way, but it's really weird. If I'm having an emotional moment about my husband dying, I'm not going to be like, I climbed into my chair awkwardly and then I fell face first. No. No. You're relying on an actor to sell me this line, and there is no actor. Hiko, it's all about me now. Get back in the cuck chair. The wheel was dented. I was supposed to bounce a little. I didn't care. If I fell down again, I would deserve it and get back up. Wasn't your whole thing that you would fall down and not get... Wow, this is so forced. This is so forced. It's magical how forced this is. Instead of the injury being something that makes sense, like being a thematically appropriate injury or something, it's like, no, I've fallen down because I'm trying to help him, which is like the opposite. I'm just saying this injury would make more sense if it happens like at home. Like she's having a bad situation with Randy and Damien because of her circumstances, and then Randy loses his mind or something and like kicks her chair, and that's why there's a dent in the wheel. It's supposed to symbolize the destruction, the decaying of her relationship with her environment. And how that hint... One of these days, I'll consult someone for real on like their writing project, and I'll just lose my damn mind because he just isn't listening. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Focus your auras and your chakras. Shit, someone said a cute little kitty cat picture. Kitty! Alright, let's go on. Like, this line is so underwritten for what it needs to be. It's so flat. I feel like you could add so much by having me... And if I did fall down again, well, then I deserve it. But I'd still get up again. It feels a little too optimistic, a little too, like, willing to fight the odds in spite of the fact... Like, we're at the beginning of the story. She needs to be like, I don't want to get up. And someone else has to force her, and it feels bad. Obey the editor or suffer their wrath. Ugh. Apparently, editors these days don't do shit. They work for publishing companies, and all they do is say, publish this shit. It's ready. The only time they get the yells when they're dealing with an author smart enough to realize that an editor is what you need. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want 90% of my people to be like, yeah, this shit's big on TikTok, just publish it. All over the place. Rolling down hospital goes, so those try to stop me, but the move side to avoid being run over by me. It was like in school. Olivia, that's a crime. Olivia, that's trespassing. You've committed a crime. Also, I'm pretty sure you're not even allowed near him because of the whole case going on and the fact that he's dead. So, like, Olivia, they're going to call security on you. They're not going to be like, oh, that's fine. Some of them probably already heard the rumors about Inko being a domestic abuse victim. So, goddamn, Olivia, holy shit. This does not help your case, right? When they go to court and a nurse walks up or the doctor goes up and goes like, yeah, Officer Eric like agitated Inko's wounds, and then Olivia just snuck past hospital security. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. She's got issues. This whole case is just shit and fucked. What I was as I wheeled my wheelchair around. Why don't you just say when I wheeled myself around? Why does she keep talking about her fucking wheelchair? Your wheelchair is how you move around. You don't talk about it like that. You're not doing this for your wheelchair. Your wheelchair is gonna walk up to Inko and go, hello there, my husband. You're the one who's going up to Inko and saying, hello there, my husband. I looked at the names of nearby areas until I found where Inko should be. How the fuck would you know? Someone said, although many were wide open. I'm glad that they have privacy glass and just refuse to use it. How the fuck would you know where to find this man? Hospitals don't work like that. It's not like there's just a big list telling you where to find your husband. So many people out at the hospital look me strangely. I shouldn't have been. Yes, because you're not. There's probably like a nurse running after you right now, screaming you should stop and get out, or at least say who you are. Ingo, you missed a lot after you fell down, so I brought Oliver to make out with me in front of you so we can be on the same page. What a considerate wife. To help him catch up. I tried to get attention with this, so I kept looking for him blindly. I like how no one seems to notice this random woman in a wheelchair wheeling herself around all over the place. It's Officer Eric's voice barely audible through the... Why would you recognize Eric? You've talked to him like once or twice. Yeah, I recognize this man's voice perfectly in like the murmurs of a hospital. Hospitals are not quiet places like that most of the time, especially if you're in the hallways. There's people moving around all over the place. There's weird machines happening. There's for some reason, a janitor like always somewhere. I think I would see him again after all. He's investigating your crimes! Oh, you mean Inko. Sorry. After everything, I kind of thought you were fixating on Officer Eric. Also, this is where you remind us that you're looking for Inko, because it implies you're looking for him. You're not looking for Eric. Did you remarry already? With the person investigating your domestic violence case? So, I'm losing my goddamn mind. So Officer Eric has no intention of stopping her. She is a domestic abuse suspect who has attacked her husband. I want to point out, right, like, even out, like, Inko's mind space, if he's confronted with her, is going to lead to agitation, which can only make his condition worse. The other part is, like, this doesn't look good in any situation that, like, oh, you know, she might try to kill him, you know, cover up things or something, or still be mad. I don't know what you're doing here, buddy. You can't just let her in there. What is happening? Why does this feel like a really bad telenovela? Leaves the country with me and goes to Argentina. Man has it figured out. Man has it figured out. My heart seems to be crushed by the sight of his appearance. He's 99% bandage, man. It's not even Inko anymore. It's actually just a practice dummy. Eric is here because he needs to practice his interviewing skills. To a lot of machines to kept him alive. It's not that many. Like, sure, it probably feels like a lot, but it's like a couple of real things needed to keep you going most of the time. Like, when you really cut down into it, a breathing machine and, like, an IV are, like, the majority of the things you need to keep a human body functioning. Maybe, like, usually they'll collect your waste with a bedpan. So, yeah, that's, maybe his heart's irregular. That's, like, 3. That's not a lot of machines. They might look impressive and strange, but they wouldn't look like a lot. You'd be like, he's hooked up to these things. What are they doing to him? I'm supposed to kill him. It goes in the same word as Curly. God damn it. He didn't react if you see the wedding for me. He had a good pile of personal belongings in his little corner, as well as a makeshift bed. Just thrown out around. Just thrown into the corner. When I tried to enter, let me, hold on, let me. Okay, beans are down. What fucking hospital has wheelchair inaccessible doors? Hospitals, especially intensive care, frequently deal with gurneys and wheelchairs because people in intensive care generally can't walk. They are wheelchair accessible. What the fuck is this building? The nurses don't stop someone who's clearly not where they're not supposed to be. They don't know her. They've never seen her before, for this reason at least. She looks muddy. She has bloodied hands. Like, her wheelchair's busted. Why didn't anyone stop her? Why is the officer okay with her? What the fuck is happening? How are we 25% into this and I'm done? I'm done. I don't care anymore. I don't want to read this. This is the worst. This is miserable. You know that shitty background I drew? I feel like it's still better than what we got in terms of writing. It's not a hospital, it's an organ farm. Extra reason. People missing their organs can't walk, and you gotta get them out of the building. Are you going to carry them by hand? No, you put him in a wheelbarrow, which are about as wide as wheelchairs. Jesus. I did say that if this chapter is like the worst, I'm stopping, and I feel like I already know the answer to the question. Oh. Man, this is fucking trash. Not even fun trash. Not even cute trash. Not even like passionate trash. It's just trash. 5th grade level trash. Actually, let me correct that. I genuinely feel like this is 5th, 6th grade writing material. Like, doesn't try to build any flow, just tries to get the practicals out without considering the larger overarching thematic impact, or like how paragraph and sentence structure might interact, or how realistic these particular environments are for the characters. Because like your situation is this very realistic guy fell down and is like severely injured, but like everything else doesn't follow those rules. It's really weird. Oh. Delirium. Why are you here? Shouldn't there be a nurse watching him if he's delirious, potentially hostile towards himself? I feel like the cop is like the last... Like, what is he gonna do? If he's supposed to guard Inko, shouldn't he at least keep her out? Because at that point, you might as well not be there. Yeah, they should just fucking drop him on a hole and start Undertale. In its current condition, he's as effective as a child anyway. I knew it would come. Not the sort of felt like it is. What the... Man, this is just a bad... Oh! Oof. Oof. Like, the pronoun use in this is miserable. Eric should not be here. I feel like Eric is, like, causing genuine, like, clarity in sentence structure is just out the window because Eric is adding another male pronoun to the situation. Also, what do you mean? Why would you want me to come here? Did Inko call her? I got the impression that Inko didn't call you or anything. I don't know how to be here, but I don't care. I don't go anything. If they take me to jail, so be. You're probably going to jail for assault, Olivia. You're probably going to jail for aggravated assault, potentially with a lethal weapon, depending on how they interpret clause in this world. Like, you're in trouble, regardless. Why did you bring his... How the fuck is that camera at all operational? You fell down multiple times. And you're soaked, apparently. They're also now covered... It's also covered in blood, because your hands are caked in blood. Why are we having this emotional moment in Chapter 3? Oh my god. Are we fixing our problems in... Okay, listen, I'm done. I'm done with this, okay? I'm gonna go ahead, and we're gonna check out where Chapter 4 starts off. Chapter 4, like, goes apparently 3 more weeks. We're 31 days after the accident. It's been a few minutes since I've been playing with an empty bottle of bourbon. It no longer contained the liquid that burned so much that soothed my physical mental pain. I mean, that's almost an interesting sentence to contrast the burning of alcohol with the soothing effects of it. The autumn days have been tough. It's November. It's still autumn. That rain nonstop day after day. Man, it just won't stop raining since the rain. Hadn't shaved and had a beard. I don't like the fact that both Inko and Anon have, like, facial hair in spite of... Like, everyone seems to display them as having facial hair despite the fact that I'm pretty sure the whole point is that they are, like, radioactive in terms of how bald they are. Although I will say that 31 days is quite a period of time to skip forward. Which, considering his injuries, is actually, like, reasonable. Are there any other time skips? Chapter 4, apparently halfway, goes to 20 days after the incident. Can we read My Immortal? My Immortal, there's so much to say about My Immortal, and I don't think any of it's useful. Then it goes to Inko, same day. Like, I just don't see the fucking story here. I can't imagine reading this and being like, this is fine. Like, can I just. We've had a lot of bad ones, right? Where I feel like it's shit. But there's always kind of been like, if your standards are low enough, yeah, fine, you could probably enjoy it. But with this, I'm like, I don't see what there is to enjoy. It's extremely vapid. And like not following any consistent rules. It feels very like loose with how it interprets reality. Like at once it's about a lawsuit and like the ramifications of crime, but also not. And Oliver, despite being rather important to the plot, has just vanished. Oliver's apparently the son of a senator. Jesus. I like how this character is so just insignificant to the story that he comes up like once in chapter 4. Like I feel like he like if he's gonna be the senator's son, like you're reintroducing the legal thing, which again it feels like you don't. I'm out. I'm sorry. I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of myself, and I have to do things that I enjoy. And hold up, hold up. We're in chapter 5, right? Chapter 5. I would like to read you. We're chapter 5. There's 16 released so far. Inko had been sentenced, luckily to something less severe than he normally would be. That idiot Oliver was destroyed when he saw his two strongest witnesses were against him. His father, who was also there, made a serious face and stupid mouth. I like how we're just fast forwarding past the case. 45 days. Is that fast for a case? I don't even know. I'm being pushed by Damien leaving the trial. What a terrible way to write that. But more importantly, shouldn't Olivia be an incredible witness? Like, Olivia has a long standing relationship with Inko and also attacked him. So I feel like, as a person, she shouldn't be that credible as a witness. Oliver was discredited during the trial with perjury, in addition to obtaining a confession of bribery from Oliver's father by one of the witnesses. Motherfucker sucks at bribing. What? The rise of Oliver was completely ruined by the bribery he has made. No, he tried to make it. The witness spoke out. Unless he still took the money. It's just fucking nasty. You don't just take someone's bribe money and then sell them out anyway. They want it back. Inko couldn't escape the blow to Oliver's face. It was considered assault even with the previous Inko's. Why is Inko's lawyer with Inko in uppercase? Is Inko an abbreviation for something now? Is Inko a weapons platform? He also knew what he did to Damien. I. Inko will go to therapy for anger problems. Why are they in uppercase? I like how we've resolved this lawsuit by chapter 5. I'm almost interested, but I feel like the procedurals are just not getting get the attention. Also, this is like halfway through. Better Call Saul, probably. Uh, the hell is happening here? Nico threatening to chop off his own arm? I think I know what I want to do instead. I think I know what I want to do instead. I want to go on a vacation. And I want to take you with me. I think my big writing spree is just dead in general. Let me see if I can find it. Living memories. Okay, listen. I've said before that living memories is a bit of a fuck and a bit of a shit, but see if I can find the background for this. I'm pretty sure I made a generic background that I can just kind of slap on things, but where'd it go? Maybe it went away, and I'm just stupid. All right, you know what? Let's bring back that old background. It's a fun one. Alexa playing Invisible Duran. Oh my goodness, something else. Since we got time, I got a desire to throw myself off a bridge, which, unless I want to go down a bridge, we have to find an alternative. And I think Living Memories might be the one to do it. I recall Living Memories not being great, but I do recall it being good enough that I might just survive reading it. So let's do something a little different. And this one finished up quite recently, all things considered. You know, weirdly enough, I kind of want to do Nothing to Something. Nothing else, Nothing to Something. I kind of want to do Nothing to Something because I know it got a chapter or two. I kind of. But I also know it's the worst idea right now. I'm not in the mindset to endure that. Have any of these updated? Huh. And Medieval hasn't updated in a while. This might have been going pretty quickly originally. Maybe the guy just had a backlog. Also possible. Okay, let's just go for it. I'm gonna take about 5 minutes to do things, and then we go back to it. I mean, to be fair, I kind of like this background. It's goofy. It's silly. It's. Might as well take it out. We're doing time travel. This has got time travel liturgies. Whoops. Why does this fucking Discord channel have voice chats just so that you accidentally click on them? Hmm. We actually read the funny ones. Yeah. We already ran out of good ones. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a bit. I'll be back, and I'll yell at you through the microphone so you know that we're good to go. Jesus. I will say that Fallen Down. When did I start losing my mind with Nothing to Something? When did Nothing to Something make me want to throw myself off a bridge? Was it chapter 3? I feel like chapter 3 is a new record of like, wow, this is bad. I imagine Senator would know. He seems like the kind of person to know particularly nasty and spiteful information about me for no good reason. If he turns out to be the devil, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I should have known. I should have put down a bet. I should have made a bet. Everything is betting now, and I missed my chance, like always. Anyway, back in a little bit. So they're selling like a lot of the Christmas chocolate at like big discounts. Why do these hollow Christmas like what do you call them? Baubles? I think you call them baubles, right? When you hang them in the trees, we call them Christmas balls. But why are these tree ornaments, these little orbs? Why do they look like golf balls? They got the little pits and everything, the little bubbles. They look like golf balls. Mm. Bread.